In this video clip, we're going to take a look at how to create another an additional external style sheet, one for printing. So what I've done is I've opened up Expression Web and I've brought in an existing web, and I've got my I've got several styles going on here. I've got an internal style block, right, for internal styles. That's the term I use for that. We also have inline styles that are right on the tag. You can see that. And we have a link to an external style sheet, style CSS. So we've got a lot of stuff going on here. And then what do we have in the page? We have basically a table: T-head section, T-foot, T-body, so forth, right? And the other thing I've done is I've taken the style CSS sheet here that we have, and you can see the style we have for this is just basically all the styles are HTML tag related. There's no class styles or ID styles on this. But what I want to do is I want to set it up so that maybe when it prints, the page prints, it prints differently. Maybe I don't want everything on the page to print. Maybe if I have a menu on the page and there's some sort of navigation system, maybe I don't want that to print when the user prints my web page. Maybe I don't want background colors to print, right? So I've already done that. I've taken off the background color. I've copied over this style CSS and made a print CSS. So I just did a right click and copy, and then just came up to the top here and then did right click and paste. Or you could just create a new one from scratch. But what we want to do then is, in default, let's say I can, if I go out here to the link for the external style sheet and press M for media, you can see the different types of media. This you can set it up for. This is great for handheld devices or mobile devices. Some of them don't work just yet, but this is the standard that they want you to use for for handheld devices. And this will be, I think, pretty popular down the road. So screen is the typical, that's the default, but you really need to specify it. If you put media in on one, you need to put it in on all your external styles. So this will be my screen style, and I'll just come in here and paste this again. And now I'll check this out as, let's just do this as, if I do the exclamation point, well, print. Right, so this is for the printer. And now I want to associate that with print, right? And say, well, what's the difference? Well, maybe, let's just see if I go over here to default, preview it in the browser. Let's see what it looks like here, right? Now, the only thing I changed was the background color. Now, this is, if I go to print, I don't know, I have Chrome here. If I can do the print preview, I don't know what's going to happen here. If it takes the background color off, probably. Well, it took it all off. Sometimes you have to change your browser to to print the background colors, because it wants to try and save ink. But let's just say maybe this title here, this heading, I don't want to print for some reason. Maybe that's my navigation system, where I don't want the link about us to print. Let's close that out. All right. So what do I have? I have my H1 here, right? So what I could do in my print style sheet, maybe I can get rid of everything in here, really, only if I want to change something. So I need to change it. So I'll put H1, right? And I'll just say that the visible property, visibility, colon is hidden. Whoops. All right. So now that any H1 tag in my page should not show up. Okay, so let's take a look. I'll preview this in the browser again. And this is my H1 tag up here, right? Styles. And if I go to print preview, see if it works. Print. And does it work? It's gone. Okay, and so notice the centering and the borders are also gone on the table because I took everything else out. So what you want to do then, you'll have an exercise where you're going to create an external style sheet for printing and one for screen. And ideally you want to be able to set one up for media for small devices, so your web page will print there too. And what you could do there is, for instance, in these styles, right, you can see that the table width is 80% of the page. I don't know, because it's percentage, it'll scale based on the screen size. But you might want to, if you have something, a fixed set of pixels for some device or for some element, you could either scale it or reduce it in the print style sheet or the media handheld style sheet if you wanted to put one in for handhelds, right? And I've done this in the past, but it hasn't worked too well. I've had folks with Android phones and iPhones, and whenever I do this, so far it hasn't worked. But you could certainly, if you can put it out on the web, you'd have to see if it would work on the web, and you would say handheld, right? and see how that would work. But we'll take that out for right now. Anyway, I just want to show you the different ways, of adding more than one style sheet into your page. All right, so there you go.